Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the show. It's another episode of the Fett Chronicles. We are live, so let everybody know to go share it right now. Let them know the Fallen Fett's on. I got a special guest tonight. Bringing in tonight is a special guest with lots of credentials, background history. He's joined us in the Toy Migos countless times. He's on Chat Migos. He's pushed me a lot to do this, and I greatly appreciate it. So I just wanted to sit down and have a conversation with him about some things. So I wanted to bring on the one and only Chamba.
G'day, guys.
How's it going?
Not bad, not bad. By the way, I do love that intro.
Right? I do.
Every time I see you do this, it's kind of my favorite thing. Yeah,
and I have to sit here and still do it too. I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
Come
it's
on.
like, yeah, I'm feeling this. This is good. I'm vibing with this.
Exactly. That's how I want everybody to feel as soon as they're ready.
Well,
they hear it.
Yeah,
and it's like, all right, let's go. Let's do this.
Really feel it, yeah. Completely feel it. I like it. I like it a lot.
My favorite part is my picture and all that. So thank you, for
all
that.
You're welcome.
I love it.
Fun. That was fun.
I mean, look, I'll get a close up here of it. Like, come on. That's beautiful right there. I love it.
It was fun.
So much. I'm trying to get a push out there. And so I actually turned it into a sticker to hand out for Disney trips. And when we go to Celebration coming up soon, the Star Wars night. So that worked out. Good. Yeah, that worked out well. Let me know, guys, when you do. I handed out quite a few. And I went on, found a place.
That's
there
awesome.
It is, the brand new sticker. It did.
Yeah.
So when Jesse sent me his, I kept on and I was just like all like, hey, where did you get that? And it comes up like, well, places have different specials. I know Marco has done them for Starlight Digest. Other people have done them. And so, of course, talking about it, your phone listens all the time. And I started getting pop-ups. And I actually had a sale for 100 for $30. And all I had to do was
good.
Right. And that's why I went for it. And so I did it as the first time special and got him in a couple days later, right in time for the 4th.
That's how they get you, though.
I was handing them out all at Disney everywhere. So that was cool. I'm like, oh, hey, check it out. Become part of the Fett work. It was cool. It was awesome. So thank you for that, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I greatly appreciate it. But let me check in with who's here real quick. And then we'll get into a little background and we'll get into some talk and chatter tonight. Guys, I think we're going to go for just talk about what's going on right now with Marvel as far as Moon Knight. We'll do some Doctor Strange. And do you guys want spoilers or no spoilers?
Yeah, it's up to you guys.
How do you guys feel? Please put it in there. And then we'll even talk a little Star Wars about the OBI-WAN. Because I know you enjoy all the stuff I do too. So let me check in with the Federation and see who's here. You guys should have already hit that thumbs up. If you haven't, please, if you're new here, welcome. I'm the Fallen Fett. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, and then hit all so you don't miss when I'm on, which is every Wednesday night at 5:30 and Saturdays at 5:30 for How We Do Disney with Evil Diva. Speaking of, this Saturday show will be at 5:30, and it's going to be myself, Evil Diva, Yoko, Living La Vida. Yoko will be there, and Pan Fred Nuda is in the house. Fred's going to join us. That's who we hung out with. Yeah, I can't wait. It was an awesome 4th. So we got a lot to talk about, a lot to go over. So that would be this Saturday, guys. But let's check in and see who's here right now. We got Loki, Berserk, Toy Box of Doom, The One Fist, Matt Logic 44, Santo 1414, Captain McKay, Darth Gutierrez, K-Kaz is in the house. Hulk AF, Machu Toy, Evil Diva. Hi, babe. Be safe coming home. Val A, Matt Logic 44, Dragon Eye 69, Leave My Toys Alone. Your boys got toys. Yo, what's up? And who else we got? Val A, Lago Figs. Yoko's here too. And is that Butter Baron toying around? I don't know if it is or not. His name looks weird on my screen. Toying around's here.
Does it look different for you?
Yeah, I have like a white screen that has like an image that's been deleted.
Interesting.
Right. And then it's separated. So, yeah. Kevin, is that you? Because I'm seeing some weird stuff. That's really weird. And Yoko's joining us from Twitch. I'm also on Twitch, so I have to push that more. Oh, man, I've really got to learn Twitch, Chamba. That thing is a huge mechanism that is very difficult.
I have greatly neglected it, but I haven't also been streaming for a while, so that's probably why I'm neglecting it quite a bit.
I want to learn it bad because, like, I was on there with Yoko last night, and then she raided Fred's, and I stayed on there for a while. And that system is like way crazier than this.
I enjoy the rating system. I think that's great because, like, you know, when you end your stream, you could always pass it on to one of your mates and stuff, and that's always nice. Where you can't really deal with YouTube, it's kind of unfortunate,
right? But it's kind of a push, and it works.
Absolutely.
Not that I wouldn't stay there watching Fred, but as Yoko sent us there, then you're just into it.
Exactly. Like if you're sitting there still watching it, it's like it kind of links to it because it'd be similar to it.
Now I see Kevin. That's really weird. I'll have to take a picture of this, Kevin, and show you. Yeah. Brian's here too. What's up? Thanks, Val, for that. So, guys, what do you guys think? What do you want when we get to Doctor Strange? Do you guys want spoiler or no spoiler? We'll leave it up to you
guys. It's up to you guys.
Yeah.
When we get to it, we'll bring it back up.
First, for those who don't know, like I said, Chamba joins us over on Toy Migos and over on Chat Migos Assemble. And then you also have your other shows, like you've been saying. You just brought one back. So go ahead and give everybody a little bit of background if they seriously don't know who Chamba is.
All right. I'm Chamba. I go by Chamba. I'm a comic book artist, freelance illustrator. I do concept work for stuff. Like, I've done stuff for toys. I've done stuff for movies. I've done stuff for cartoons. But I mainly am a comic book artist, primarily on the Street Fighter title from, at this point, maybe like I started about a decade ago, I think, doing that. I've done stuff for some Capcom games, Mega Man, mainly Street Fighter though. But there was like some stuff with Power Rangers. I've done stuff all over the place. Recently, I did just finish up the Avengers Tech-On for Marvel, and that was fun and exhausting. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I draw comics, and I love it.
I have the final. What do you
trade paperback? That is a trade paperback. Yeah, it's where they compile all of the issues together. It's like 6 issues. It's just compiled into that. Yeah,
you can find it on Amazon. It's that's where I ordered mine from.
Yep,
it was a very cool story.
Really fun stuff. Really fun stuff.
Yeah. So congrats to you on that. That was very cool. I liked it, and I always love just to sit and hear all your background stuff. I do. That's amazing. And for more of that, I think the best place to go see that is our Toy Migos Extra.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, because we get into some crazy stuff there.
We do. Like, a lot of Street Fighter stuff, like a lot of in-depth stuff there, which is quite nice because I really think about it because I forget sometimes what I've done or what I've even just contributed to. So it's always a trip to kind of be thrown back into and be like, oh, yeah, that's right. That was something.
Yeah, it was amazing as I sat there and I'm just like, oh, really?
Yeah.
I know Chamba. Yeah. And you're like, oh, yeah, I forgot. And it's like, wow, you were in my childhood. That's crazy.
I mean, that was my childhood too. So that's why it's kind of a trip. Yeah.
But what a great thing. So like I said, for more stories of that, become a member on Toy Migos and you'll see some awesome shows. So real quick, I do have to address the Yoko issue. She says, totally. One trick of managing Twitch is not to ignore Twitch comments. And she's like, my agent did not agree to this.
For the double booking.
Because you double booked me with Fred. You pushed me over there. We started talking Disney and he's like, yeah, I'll be there. I'm sorry, Yoko. If this is a conflict of interest, I will reschedule. Okay. I don't think so, though. We all had a great time. But there it is. Yes, Butter Baron. I got my hat in. Thank you. Boba Squadron hat. I won't take it off because I'm bald, but I'll show you later. I do have my Chicky Nuggy pin on.
Nice.
Yeah, the heart with Chicky Nuggies from Yoko. I also am representing Midnight 30 over here on the other side. Got all my stickers of all my shows. So, like I said, for those of you who received a sticker and are new here, this is a broad range of different shows that I'm a part of and I'm very thankful for doing. But this one we do, and we like to address things differently that we can't hit up on other shows, like the Toy Talk or more Star Wars talk.
Right.
So I did take over Midnight 30 for Yoko, and we did the finale of Moon Knight. And man, that just, it gave me such anxiety because
it's a lot of pressure.
Like answered it. Well, yeah, but it answered everything for me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what am I going to talk about? Because Yoko has her Midnight 30 to throw it in, and if you feel you need to talk about the episode, hey, let's talk about it. Let's get it out there. Make sure everybody's comfortable. Do you have any feels? Like, let's do it. I know. I guess so. I didn't claim your show. No. That's Yoko Midnight 30 on Twitch. I did not say that. You guys are always putting words in my mouth. That's Yoko Midnight 30 on Twitch. After every Disney Plus show, hop on right away and get your feels out. Okay. So with that though, I was supposed to help her out and do the finale, and I thought they answered everything. So to me as a whole, what did you feel like it was?
The show or the last episode?
The whole show, Moon Knight.
The whole show?
Because I took it as everything. I think they got it out there.
I mean, I enjoyed this show greatly. I think it was definitely different from the other Disney Plus shows because this show in particular, it really just introduced us to a new character. It wasn't just somebody that we had already seen from a previous film. It's somebody that we kind of have to, like, this is his origin story in a way, this is his first film, so to speak, but kind of spread out. And I think we got more of that character because of that. We got to see more of it. I know I'd been seeing a lot of people complaining, I guess, that Moon Knight himself was not featured as much as they wanted him to. But to me, the person behind the mask, or in this case, the multiple people behind the mask, is as important, if not, they are part of the character themselves. So I enjoyed seeing him, not as Moon Knight as much as I did seeing him as much as, as Moon Knight himself, or, Mr. Knight in some cases. So I don't know. I had a really good time with this show.
For those of you in the chat, please let me know your feelings on the show Moon Knight. I don't care if you didn't like it or you did like it. What are some points that I can bring up here that you want to talk about, that I can post up in the show? Because I was with you. I've heard a lot of 50-50 about it. I enjoyed it. I took it as a whole origin show. And then, like I said, that finale, I thought it was a good finale, but it really didn't. They answered everything to me. That's why I was like so stressed out, because I'm like, what do I talk about? Because everything was cool and handed off.
What you could talk about, I suppose, would be like, what are your thoughts on the final episode? Did you enjoy it? Did you, are you looking forward to more of it? Because right now I'm looking forward to seeing more of where this character is going, especially with the last scenes where, we finally got confirmation that there's another one, and see what happens with that.
CBD's here. Loved it. Hi, CBD. Loved it. Can't wait to see where it pops up next.
I agree.
You missed it, Chicken Burger Disco. We were talking about how much we love the intro that you made for me. It just gets us all pumped. So thank you for that. That is who did my intro. Let's see. We got Customs by Machoos here. What's up? And we got Captain McKay said, I enjoyed Moon Knight the first 3 episodes. Then when it took a hard turn and got weird, I liked it even more. Okay. I didn't know where that was going at first.
It could have gone anywhere. And that's the thing. Like, it was quite risky, I suppose, because you don't really know what. I think that's kind of the beauty about like these Disney Plus shows, is that they can kind of do things where they can really take a hard turn, and you don't really know how people are going to receive it, if they're going to like it or not. But at least they're giving it a shot. And I think it might be less pressure for them to give it a shot in a series format as opposed to a movie.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I enjoyed it.
RMD said, I liked Moon Knight, but I wish we got Jake earlier in the series. Yeah. So see, there was even that for me, because I was like, okay, well, they didn't show the third character, which we were all assuming was Jake. And then all of a sudden it's the whole end. And I was like, oh, holy crap, there it is. And then to even say his name.
Right.
you know, and then they introduced him as Jake and everything. It's like, oh, everything is answered.
Right.
So
well,
I liked it.
The good thing there is that while we didn't get, that character per se in name until that final episode, we were given a lot of hints throughout that there was definitely a third. And to me, that's already cool. Like, I don't need to have all the answers then and there. That's what the story, I'm following the story along so I can get those answers eventually. But I'm not like, if something pops up, I'm not like, but what is it now? I'll wait until they actually reveal it, because I'm sure they've got a plan for it, Now, whether or not it's going to be something I like, or whether or not they present it in a way where I'm satisfied, that's kind of on me too, because we come in with our own expectations, and sometimes it's too much, and if it doesn't match it, I can't be angry at that.
That's me with the Star Wars universe all the time. So it happens hard. 1-6 Shooter, what's up? Welcome to the show. Really liked it. It's a complex character, and I think they needed to balance setting up the personalities and enough Moon Knight action. I did.
I agree.
I liked it a lot.
I agree.
Yoko, I enjoyed it very much. What's up, Wing or Lose? Okay, and this is a great point. I saw this as I did a rewatch, and a lot of people pointed this out. CBD Chicken Burger Disco says Jake showed up throughout. It was the glitchy editing, which was great. I saw somebody's review on it, and I never noticed he was in the scene of the when he was talking to the doctor, like he was in the asylum, and his Band-Aid was gone. And everything as they cut and turned around, like that was Jake. It was
his
awesome.
Acting is phenomenal as well. Like, it really does feel like multiple people. That's why I was like, this is. They got good with him. Like, they cast real amazing, well with him. Yeah.
He did an amazing job, because for you to get the feels, when you see that it was just him and Steven was done with, like you felt sad for that character.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. Yep.
But it's like it's the same character.
I know. Well, it's the same dude. Essentially, yeah. It's it's the same body. I guess the same shape, but it's just a different character, really. Yeah, but it's phenomenal.
He did that good of a job to make you feel that, to play each personality so well that you felt for them, which was, I thought was great. Yoko also says that I don't think everything was answered though.
Yeah. I think we got enough answers. And I think, again, you can't answer everything, because otherwise, why would we I'm sure we're going to get more things, especially in the second season, if they're going to do one, considering this is just the season finale as opposed to.
So that's what I've heard. That's what I was talking with people about. And supposedly, like, Disney Plus keeps doing these changes. And one of the running changes that happened was that when it was first shown, it said series finale. And then they switched it and said season finale.
Okay.
So there's pictures of that. Just like Kevin Cotton, we saw that they changed wording in Obi-Wan. They took out a whole sentence of the Obi-Wan one before and removed it. And it's like, okay, so why did you do that? So I feel that was done as well too. Like, okay, yeah, let's do a second season, because I thought they did very well. Jake Lockley outright would have been too confusing for normie viewers, I think. I think it was cool to show the violence that he ensues. Yeah. Of each one of, after when they come back.
It was definitely hinted out throughout the whole thing, because like there were moments where it's like, that wasn't me. It's like, but that wasn't me. It's like, of course, it's got to be somebody else. It's almost implied. They just never gave it a name at the start, really.
Correct. Right.
And which Absolutely. Is, it's
for
more
those
like
who don't know a comic
intrigue.
Book background.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
And are like, okay, so what's going on? And they slowly started talking about a third, especially in the final episodes where it was like, well, it wasn't you and it wasn't me. Right. Then who was it? What's going on?
Prior to that, they were hinting at a lot, like the actual sarcophagus.
Yes,
inside
that
the
was
mind.
That was insane.
It's like that's another one. Obviously, like this. If this is all in his brain, then that's clearly another one. But
right,
I like that part.
Berserk says, and Berserk, this is a family show here too, so please watch your potty mouth. I don't want any cussing in here. Okay, we know how you roll. Cool way to bring Oscar Isaac's heritage in, but I pictured a Jake speaking English with a Scottish or Irish accent.
Okay.
MCU switch up. Let's see. Somebody liked the Engelbert Humperdinck song that they played in it. We got the last episode. Mark Steven team was a great and funny banter. I wanted more of it. Yeah, that was awesome. The fight scene from Mr. Knight to Moon Knight, I thought
that was
was
great.
Awesome.
That was great.
I did think them fighting as gods was a little too kaiju in the background.
I love kaiju, so that was like, oh, this is nice.
I do, but I don't know. Like, how come every time that somebody goes large, they have to fight slow?
Like, because it shows how big they are. It shows mass.
The mass of it.
Yeah, if it's too quick, that's crazy. Because like when you think about it, if you're that large moving that quickly, in up close, that's real quick. So if you're up there in that scale, that is actually pretty fast. It's like normal speed, but it's just, yeah.
Season 2 of Moon Knight, redo season 1, but from Jake's perspective. That was my thought.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
I don't know about the whole season.
I would take maybe like 2 episodes.
I'm saying moments for sure. That'd be cool.
Because we know season 1, right?
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I could take 2 episodes from how he saw it, what happened to him.
Even one episode, almost like a recap.
Right?
Like a recap from his perspective, almost.
KCAT says, I feel like they did too much in the finale. Avatar fight, God fight, bam, Layla's an Avatar. Yeah. Could have used another episode. Still liked it overall.
We could always use another episode.
You know, I said this too that night. I felt like there was stuff missing. Like it was supposed to be longer and they edited it together shorter. There was really some weird points that I felt that happened. Like when they recalled his past and they showed that, like out of just to show it, like, okay, we saw all that. Like, what was that covering? I did not know her character though. That was my bad. As what is it? The Scarab?
Yeah, well, in the comics, it's not her. It's just another character altogether. But it is pulled from the comics. That I guess the Scarlet Scarab. I forget the name. But that is a comic book character.
Yoga says they know it wasn't either of them, but they're also directly avoiding addressing who it is. Yeah, which was cool. Yeah, so we're going to have to see them come to terms with Jake, which is very hard. So,
because Jake knows them.
Why I feel like I like these Disney Plus shows so much is I feel like we're growing along with them, right? I mean, I enjoyed Hawkeye as well too, and that got to show an older character passing it on and getting into a new generation and okay, kid, this is going to be you. I love that. How Doctor Strange is treating the kids in these last 2 movies. It's like you kind of know, like, this is the future. We got to do what we got to kind of do. And then to see how they did this one with this mental state because his mother was abusing him so bad. Which is a true thing that a lot of people go through. I thought was amazing. I really did. And so that's a great point because if Steven was invented as that part to like mom, right? And I guess Jake must have came to be able to battle the beatings maybe. What was his place and why? So again, another episode.
But the beauty of this is why Jake was created. We'll find out next time. That's what I mean. Why I don't need the answers all now. Like it's fine to have the questions, but I don't need the questions now.
Andre the Giant's automatically slow. Yes, he is. And now they have others who is one.
Yeah.
Big Show. Big Show was pretty quick though.
He was pretty quick. There are quick, large ones, but yeah.
If Moon Knight doesn't get a second season, you think he'll get a standalone movie, or will he show up in another movie? Blade, possibly.
I think I'd rather get another season before he appears anywhere else, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want to rush him too much with going into it. Unless they've got something planned for him to show up in some place, that's great. But we may not get enough time to delve into the Jake personality if he were to appear in another movie first. Whereas in a season, it's kind of, we have that breathing space. We've got that space. Yeah.
Darky Terry says, I agree with Chamba. I like his opinion on Moon Knight. Most people are hating it, but how Chamba's take on it is how I see it too.
I don't know. I'm enjoying it. Like, the fact that we're getting all these things is pretty wild. Like, I'd never expected
it. Is.
You know what I mean? Like, with the Star Wars stuff that we're getting now with the television, and the Marvel stuff we're getting now with the television stuff, it's like there's so much to choose from. If you don't like it, just stop watching that part. You don't need to hate on it. Just It's I don't know.
I think this was his origin series, so now he can appear anywhere, TV, film, and not have to have an introduction.
Exactly.
Which is great, and which I totally feel like this was, and it was cool. The introduction of these Egyptian gods, right? To Eternals was different. And now we're also getting Thor, Love, and Thunder, which are also
gods as well.
Different gods. So that I like the setup to it because it doesn't take away anything.
They're expanding so much.
Correct, which is great because you can have whatever entity you want to follow, but it's still a part of all this universe and all the worlds. That is one thing that I felt like that wasn't answered right. Remember when he showed the poster and he said some were missing?
Yeah.
And then also when we talked about that night too, where all of the ones that are bottled up that they have locked up.
Yeah. The ones that got locked up. Yep.
Yeah. So like, who is that? Who, what?
It's not like, again, great questions. Do we need the answers for those now? No. Will we get them eventually? Maybe, if they are relevant for whatever story they're planning on telling eventually. And that's more stories at this point, and I'm all up for that. I don't need the answers to all these things right now. It's just like, I'm not going to get the answer, so I'm not going to bother asking him right now.
Yogo, I know everyone is entitled to their own opinion, but I'm really confused about the people who didn't enjoy this. Let me tell you, it's always, I feel like it's always been like that. I don't even know if it's just for conversation. I know you know that, Yoko, but I'm saying I'm bringing up your point to put out there to the masses. The best point that I could say is I literally walked into a comic book shop on comic book day to go get my free comics, and it was all Disney Plus talk about every show from all different, about 6 different conversations. And each one was, I love it. I hate it. I didn't even watch it. Why am I going to give that a chance? That was like every single conversation. And you really want to sit there and be like, why? Why wouldn't you? Like what we just said is this world that we're giving and the chance to expand without movies and expanding the story or giving us new origin to me, in my opinion, is great. I don't know why everybody has to battle certain things now, or really, like can't say it was okay, but I didn't thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah.
And
that's perfectly fine as well, because not everything is going to be everyone's, cup of tea.
Like totally enjoyed it. There we go. Okay, guys, totally enjoyed it. I just wanted more, I guess. Yeah, which we always do.
I'd love more, and I'm looking forward to when they do give us more. That's all. But I love that as is. That's the thing. Like I could take this as is, be satisfied with that. Do I want more? Yeah, I can't. In a way, like wanting more for me, anyways, how I see it is like, oh, that means I really did enjoy it. If I want more of it now, that means I really did enjoy this thing.
Yes.
It's not that I wasn't satisfied with what I got. It's just I want more of it.
I thrive more. This was me with every Boba Fett show. Lucky Butter with the comment of the day. Why is not everyone a Boba Fett fan? Exactly. I know you probably typed in that haha by accident, but exactly.
No, he's laughing at the people who don't find him as a fan. It's like
like Kevin, who chose that he wanted to fight today with his little post. I called him out immediately.
I saw that.
We'll get into that next.
I saw that.
Oh, I literally saw it. I was at work and said, oh, okay. You want to bring it? Go ahead. Toy Box of Doom, what's up? Loved it. Moon Knight and Loki have been my favorite of the series we've gotten so far. Whew. I thoroughly enjoyed Loki, and I felt like it kind of had to do with Doctor Strange, an explanation for it. Correct. Yeah. But again, see, I've heard some people who have said, no, like I don't. Why? Loki was weird. What? I don't. I don't know.
I'm enjoying all this weird stuff. They get to branch out and just try.
So you like Loki as well too, right?
Oh yeah, I've enjoyed all the shows differently for different reasons too. They all offer something different, and I think that's why I'm enjoying it, because they don't all feel the same. And that's not that that's a problem, but because they're such different characters, they really shouldn't feel the same. Like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, that tackled something completely different to Loki or WandaVision, completely different things. So I like that.
Evil Diva says, I'm a new fan and I feel we're definitely lucky right now as far as a fandom. We are spoiled to have all these shows and movies.
So spoiled.
Marvels and Star Wars. Yeah, for sure.
So spoiled. That's why I'm like, we're being spoiled. Why are we complaining? Like,
yeah, so and that's what I get. Like some people just have to argue about it, or it couldn't even be considered complaining like I do with Boba Fett or Star Wars. That's just so close to my heart. I'm trying to make you understand why I think differently.
Of course.
So I think sometimes the way people explain stuff comes off that way as well too. You know,
not it's that we're perspectives on things as well.
Correct.
Like you got a background with Boba Fett, so you got a different attachment than most people. So, but like in saying that though, their perspective of that character and of the show is also quite, I guess, relevant in a way. Like it does make sense. It's justified in a way because they're not coming from it with the background that you have. But I think we can all enjoy it differently too, and that's kind of the beauty of it. Yeah.
I didn't have any background on Moon Knight. I had to while I was going through it. And I think if a series makes you do that, I think that's a great achievement as well. It keeps you enthralled in it. I don't even know if I'm sure maybe you guys did, but anybody who's listening who didn't know, there was the secret comic books to scan with the QR code through every episode.
Did not.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I heard about it. I didn't do any of this scanning, but I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So in the episodes, you would see one placed somewhere. And if you scanned it, it took you to a Moon Knight comic.
That's cool.
That you could read and get a little bit more background or a little bit more storytelling to it from the past, which was great. I thought that was another cool thing of a time that we're in right now. Like we're getting the shows and I don't know about it, but it's giving me a little bit more to brush up on and like that, which was cool. Kicking Bird, welcome to the show. People have just been so used to the last high octane Marvel releases. They're not used to the slower, more thought provoking releases like the recent ones.
I like it.
And at the same time too, it's been, what do we just celebrated the 14-year anniversary of Iron Man.
That's crazy.
So, I mean, right. This started 14 years ago.
And we've had so much in 14 years. That's
correct. And especially with Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Disney Plus is only a couple years old now and what they've put out. And so to get that, I like to see it that way as the expansion and the growth. And I do enjoy all the different little points that they're pushing in these episodes, which is very cool.
It's wild. We're getting so much things, and not everything is going to hit, obviously. Like, I know as far as the movies go, not everybody enjoyed Eternals. They tried something different there, and it didn't hit as much as they were probably hoping for, expecting. But at least for me, I'll take what I can, and they expanded certain things with that film that I enjoyed, like the whole celestial aspect. That was cool. So I'll take what I can, like the positives that I can from whatever they present. Not everything's going to be my favorite. Some things I might not enjoy as others, but yeah, I'll always try to find a positive in things. So it's the same with the shows.
What do all you guys feel about 1/6 Shooter's comment of thinking this will lead to Midnight Suns, like Defenders, Ghost Rider, Blade Punisher? This is going around a lot.
That would be tight. I would love that.
I would love to see the next great team up.
Why not? Like, because when you think about it, Moon Knight, it got pretty dark and scary at moments, So yeah, you could do that. They could branch out completely, like try something else.
And Yoko, people don't want to feel the feels, and see, I do. I love it.
I love the feels.
Exactly.
If I feel for the character, I'm more attached to them. I give more of a crap about what happens to him.
Yeah,
I don't just want to see him beating up on people. It's like, it's whatever. But if you make me feel for the characters, not just their superhero persona, but the people behind the mask, I'm going to care about what they're going through.
The Steven story, I watched it twice right after, just because I was like, oh my God, that's how he was created. And then when he disappeared in the sand, oh yeah, I was like, no, I couldn't believe it. Like, yeah, I love the feels like that. I watch all of the Hallmark movies. I will watch all of those are my favorite. Like, make me feel. I know exactly what's going to happen, but I don't care. I will sit there. Is she going to get the guy?
Those are predictable feels, but it still feels.
It still feels, and I love it. I don't care. I don't. Yeah, Evil Diva all the time is like, oh, your Hallmark movies. I'm like, yes. It's Christmas time. I have about 5 a day. Let's do this.
Yeah, they like they crap them out, man. They produce so many of those things.
And I'll watch every single one. Train, farm, far away, friends, used to be school friends. Oh, and everyone, oh my God, they're in the same town.
Oh.
Do they even know that?
That's great. That's great.
She'll go off and start making the ears and like come back in. I'm like, oh, I'm on the fourth one now. We're good.
It's a marathon.
Yeah, I love it. Give me all
awesome.
the feels. And I do. I think that they do that in these new shows. Not Marvel, but a lot of these that have branched off. I really do.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we all have a consensus here that, you know, it was a good show. Oh wait, here we go. Here's Felipe. Started off strong, then womp womp.
Yeah, and that's perfectly fine.
I heard that too. Yeah,
that's perfectly fine. Like it, you know, the change, the shift wasn't going to pull everybody in, but I'm always in for the ride until the very end, just to give it a shot because I want to see what they're presenting to us.
I liked it as a whole
because I cared about the characters. I'm gonna go see it throughout. You know,
I'm trying to see if Felipe, can you just give me what were you looking for then? Was it not comic book enough for you? Was it just you felt like it just went way too out there? I'm not putting you on the spot, but I'm just saying, like, what was the womp womp for you? That's it. That's what I want to know. Like, oh, okay, I get it. Because I mean, like, I can even say about Boba Fett, I wasn't all yes. Every episode of Boba Fett, I was like, okay, come on. I mean, I even turned him into Grandpa Boba Fett at the end. Like, he's just trying to do his best. He's repeating his name to everybody in case you don't know, and he's
maybe he forgot it, so he just has to remind people.
That's what I'm saying.
You know,
he was in that desert for quite a while, we think.
Hey,
so
I'm proud of that name. I'm gonna keep saying this. That's exactly. Cool, man. You be you, bro.
I like the weirder shows best. Loki, WandaVision, Moon Knight did something totally off the wall, and I loved it. The other shows were good too, but felt fresh. Yeah, so
fresh is nice. Like change is, if it's too different, some people are obviously going to stray away from that. But I'm open to whatever they're presenting because, again, like they're all different characters, so they really shouldn't be presented in the same way.
There it is, man. I cried for Mark and Steven.
Yeah,
I did.
You felt for them.
I couldn't believe it. Yeah, I was like, wow, they're changing it. He did that good of a job. Again, man, he did.
Knocked it out.
He did so good. I wasn't feeling too much of what's his name, the actor who plays the bad guy.
What is his name?
Ethan Hawke. Thank you. I kept wanting to say River Phoenix. Okay. I wasn't too feeling his as I was what Oscar was doing with all the characters. I just kind of was like, okay, there's our bad guy. You know, I thought he played total bad guy. And then I've seen other people again who
Kevin Bacon. Yeah.
I know. I just saw it too. Freaking Kevin. No, not everybody is Kevin Bacon. But oh my God, look at the poster. He does look like Kevin Bacon, right? He's ready to start dancing.
You needed a double.
But I do, man. Like I didn't feel him that much. Like, okay, he was just a typical bad guy. And I think what drew me more into the series was how Oscar was able to play all the different sides of everybody. Watch for me and Ernie's new show.
I'll be watching
Breaking
every
down
episode
Hallmark
of
Christmas
I'll be honest,
movies.
I will watch every episode of that show, you guys.
Yoko, let's do it. Yeah. You know I will. I'm
on board with watching this. This sounds great.
We're gonna have to have a sponsorship of Kleenex so I can have Kleenex here if I cry.
And Hallmark, sponsored by Hallmark. That would be great.
I'll freaking do it, dude. I love all those shows. We can, you know what? We'll start like the day after Halloween, and we can start like with old ones, and then like remember because some came back this year with like part 2s and part 3s, and I was all yes, yeah, we're turning these into a trilogy.
Philippe, he's been a fan since he was a kid, and he just wanted to see more Moon Knight in the suit, and I get that.
I've always loved Moon Knight, and I just didn't see enough of him in the suit. Story is good. I just want to see more of the character in his suit. Yeah. Cool.
Sure.
Okay, then awesome.
That's understandable.
Totally get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I can get that because he was all over the place. But again, as me not knowing the background, I was taking this as your typical, not that I'm comparing, but a Spider-Man origin story or your Batman, which I think I've loved with the new Spidey that we got. We all know it now. We didn't have to get into that.
Yeah, same.
And the new Batman, we all know it. We didn't have to get into that. Instead, they started this year 2 thing, which I liked the new Batman. Did you like it?
I enjoyed it. It was I didn't love it like others did. I think it was too long. For me personally. And I'm curious to see where they go from here. I'm not as invested. I'm kind of like personally, Batman, I've seen too much of it recently, if that makes sense. I just kind of want to take a break. I think it's just DC has so many characters that they can do, but they just keep kind of doing Batman, and let's try something. Let's try something with somebody else. I don't know.
Okay. And see, so Loki, what's up? Was impressed with Ethan Hawke's acting though. See, and to me, I just saw it as another bad guy. I did. So see, again, everybody's stuff all over the place. I didn't think he needed more character development. I don't know. I guess, like I said, I just saw him as the bad guy. I was more into Mark and Steven than I was like, what is he going to do? His background into it, you know? I took him as a typical one because he had all his goons around. So I totally took it like Joker and his goons all the time.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That type of bad guy. If he's not going to do it, his goons are going to take care of it. So, yeah, that's it. I've never been a fan of Mr. Knight character, and I didn't like how they Deadpooled him up. I'm like, dude, let him be a badass in the original Moon Knight suit. Okay.
The thing I think we have to kind of remember about these adaptations in live action, whether it be movies or series, is that it's not the comic book. They're going to take parts of the comic book because that's what the characters are based on, but they do have to try their own thing because it's not just the audience of comic fans that they're trying to get in on board. They're trying to get a wider audience, and this is kind of a way for them to retell those stories and get that new audience, like in a way that Marvel did the Ultimates universe.
Okay,
that was them kind of retelling all the stories in a new way to get newer fans for comic books. This is kind of it for television and movies. So I'm fine with them, like totally, like even changing characters up. I know people have issues with that whenever they change up a character, or like, so long as the essence of the character is there, that's kind of it. If I feel like the character is being depicted, whether or not they're depicting enough of it, or in Felipe's case, it's like he wanted to see more Moon Knight. Yeah, it would have been great to see more of him, but there's more opportunities for that still. And so I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it right now. So I don't know. Ned Flanders, yeah, that was good.
Yes. So see, I love conversation because then people let you know. You're absolutely right. The Ned Flanders comment was hilarious, and he was Ned Flanders. Like, I saw that immediately when he had said it. I was like, oh man, it's like, you know, one of those you can't unsee after you hear it. And Toybox wants to say Ethan Hawke is awesome. For more on this subject, check out the good Lord Bird on Showtime. I cannot recommend enough. And so, see, I will this weekend. I'll try and watch that.
Ethan Hawke is fantastic.
Oh yeah,
he's a fantastic actor.
Yeah, absolutely. He played a good bad guys. Most of his work, he's the good guy, so I feel he played him well.
Like you understood why he's.
No, I'm just kidding. No, that's right. Yeah, I totally get it. So, guys, do you want to get into spoiler of Doctor Strange, or do you want to keep it non-spoiler? We'll do real quick.
I can keep it non-spoiler. I think we can keep it non-spoiler. Like, we don't have to get into specifics, I guess.
Yeah. Everybody kept saying doing a poll. I don't know how to do a poll. I don't. So I'm asking you now, what do you want to do? Where would a poll be?
I have no idea. I'm just as lost as you.
Right? I'm on the YouTube side. I'm all, this is the poll. What do you guys want to do? Spoiler or non-spoiler? There is a lag, so we'll find out. I can't believe they didn't put the last poster up because I wanted to put up the last poster. See, well, you don't have to be out. Dragon Eyes. We can keep
Yeah,
it.
we can. I can talk about this without actually spoiling anything. That's not.
Yeah,
not
so we'll start there.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and go. I've seen it. You've seen it. Okay, no spoil. Cool. There it is. I'm hearing all different around this. Corinne and I enjoyed it. I walked out of there. I liked it a lot. So, how did you feel?
I loved it. Like,
did you?
I'm a big Sam Raimi fan. I enjoyed a lot of his earlier flicks, and this felt like that. It felt like a Sam Raimi film. That's why I really enjoyed that. I know people had issues with pacing of certain things. They said it was kind of like breakneck speed, but that's the madness in it, in a way. You know, it's frantic. So yeah, I enjoyed a lot. I enjoyed a lot of the horror aspects. It really felt like a horror film. The Sam Raimi brand of horror, though. You know.
Yes. I jumped a couple of times.
I honestly did. I loved it. Yeah.
I freaking spilled my popcorn 3 times.
Oh no!
So yeah, I swear to God. And
I'd be annoyed just at the popcorn part.
Oh, you don't even understand, Chamba. We had literally just got into it the night before on Boba Squadron, and we were talking about it. I'm like, dude, I'm seriously, I can't wait for popcorn. And we got into that. So me to drop it 3 times during the movie, I was so mad. I was like, oh no. I think I annoyed the lady I was sitting next to, because on the third one, I saw her put up her fingers like, Jesus Christ, guy. She's
been counting. She's been counting.
I swear. Yeah. I swear she did.
It affected her more than you did.
Yeah. But I liked it. I did. Let's see. No. We're not going to spoil it. We're just, we're going to just kind of talk about a little bit of background. But okay, Kev, I will text you. I enjoyed it, but sorry, Chamba, I'm not the biggest Raimi fan, but I can appreciate his vision. Yoko,
I can understand that completely.
Liked it, didn't love it. What else do we have here? Okay, non-spoiler. Thank you, Captain. I love the direction they went with Wanda, and I love that they let Sam Raimi do his thing. Again, felt fresh and different from other standard MCU stuff. Yes. Oh yeah, I totally thought so. You know what? Even more so, I thought this would have been cool with like an October release. I don't know. Just again, sure. I'm a feels type of person.
Though, yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
Timing wise, that would have been appropriate, but I think maybe timeline in the story and where they're gonna go, it probably won't fit that well. Like with Thor coming out in 2 months and
yes.
Captain, right. What is it? Ms. Marvel coming out next month.
So. With the world that we're in now, because of everything that has taken place and had to get rearranged, I honestly don't remember the old order. So when this was supposed to be, because if you remember, that all got screwed up.
Yeah.
So I don't remember originally like when this was supposed to come, right? But I liked it. I think it's worth a watch at the movies. I do. It's a Marvel movie.
Yeah. I think with these films, they're kind of made to be watched in the cinema. It's kind of one of the better ways to enjoy it. Like you might not like it or love it as much as others would, but it is worth to check out in the cinema just based on what they actually do with it, what they show you on the screen.
Mike says it was okay. Gets me to the next Marvel movie, and I finally got to meet Mike on May the 4th too. That was awesome. The 8th, I got to meet Mike and his wife. They were there for Mother's Day anniversary. So again, we'll get into that on Saturday, but I hope you had a good trip. It was awesome to finally get to see you. He got some stickers. He gave me more of his stickers so I can give Cheney.
Nice.
Let's see. K-Kaz. I took my 8-year-old. She only got scared like 9 times. Parenting win.
Nice. Yeah.
Another conversation I've been hearing about the rating of it. I don't know.
What was the rating?
I heard PG-13. And I heard that it should have been higher than that, right? I believe, guys, correct me if I'm wrong. I thought it was PG-13.
It should have been high. They didn't really show anything too crazy.
I would have to disagree there.
They implied a lot of things, though. I'm not going to go into spoiler, but none of the things, like, you didn't get completely gruesome things on the screen. They did a lot of editing where they showed it off the screen.
Okay.
So while it is implied violence and pretty insane stuff, it wasn't directly in the screen, which would have made it the higher rating for sure.
RMD said the story was meh for me, but the horror aspect was so dope. Sure. I also liked how OP they made Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
Matt says, and the lady next to you was Yoko. Yeah. Don't worry, we'll get into that on Disney because she got to spend half a day with me. And I know probably by the second hour in, she's probably like, oh my God, this guy and his stickers again.
And I didn't even get one.
That was my fault. You're right. Okay, very cool. Berserk said I went home and wanted to watch Army of Darkness for sure.
Yeah.
Let's see, Toy Box. 11 out of 10 for me. I agree with Chamba that it was very much a Raimi film. I was amazed at how dark it got, and I loved it. Yogo says I wanted to love it. See, I thought so. I did. She thought that it was supposed to be last fall, which I think settings of a movie also have a lot to do with the popularity of it.
Yeah,
I really do.
If this did come out, say Halloween last year, it would have been it probably would have been a different reaction with a lot of people.
Trying to make sure that they're okay. Fun movie, 8 out of 10 for 1/6 shooter. Lack of mention of certain character in Wanda's realm was a little disappointing. Felt a little disjointed, but I like the second act.
I think the lack of mention was intentional for the greater story part, if that made sense.
Okay, so that's where I'm going to get. So, like, we obviously, this is a movie, not a Disney Plus show.
Yeah.
So they have to be moving forward from here. I mean, we had No Way Home, which showed multiverse stuff and what is out there from other films. Then you have this one, the Multiverse of Madness, and I think very important, I think Loki. And which I feel, in my opinion, I feel like Loki's the one that started all this.
I think it's a catalyst. If anything, it's all linked. I don't know about whether or not he started or not. I think it's just kind of, to me, in how I see it in my head, it's like most of these things are happening at the same time at different places. That's why it's like the whole crack, the whole everything is like, it's kind of triggered within that moment, whether or not he started or not. But that's just kind of how it's going to play out, really.
So it was PG-13. Yeah.
And PG-13. I don't know, man. People are forgetting what they can actually get away with in PG-13.
Correct. Which is a lot. Like, I don't know. Again, somebody always having to say something.
The ratings board, but the ratings board, obviously, they're very specific. Because sometimes you would assume that it could be PG-13, but they would say, no, it's above that. And they're like, why? And it's like, they'll tell you why. This one, I guess it's like it almost pushed it to the edge of PG-13, that more people were like, how is this PG-13? It's like maybe they just pushed it to that furthest edge before actually going to the next rating.
Right. K-Cat says he didn't know nothing about America Chavez, but now she likes it.
Yeah.
Likes her.
And that was great. That's
correct.
That's how it should, to like a character after just meeting them in one film. That's awesome.
Which, DCA with their Marvel campus is expanding so much. They immediately had Moon Knight. They already had Doctor Strange. And now they got Scarlet Witch walking around and America Chavez shows up, which I think is a plus to be out there. Absolutely. And meet and greets have taken over as well, too. So that's really cool. I know Evil Diva says, I don't think it needs to be rated R. There was no sexual content. But it was a horror vibe. Yeah. It's spooky. It was cool. It's definitely spooky. It's also Marvel off of the comics. Again, though, Raimi, like we're saying. I thought so. Riley. Hi, Riley. Although I haven't seen it, I've seen mixed reactions, people saying they loved it and people who are disappointed. Right. Which is always going to happen.
You're going to get both. That's kind of it. Yeah. I think with the whole title of it being Multiverse of Madness, people were probably assuming or hoping for more multiverse aspects. But how I kind of saw it prior to watching it was like, this is still going to be a Doctor Strange movie. He still has to be kind of the center of it. So as much as we'd love to see more of the multiverse, this isn't going to be the end of seeing a multiverse of things. It's just It's if anything, they're acknowledging it even more now.
Okay, well, speaking of multiverse and what's happened, this is why I'm saying that Loki was a start. Yep. Loki was our show to come out and explain all this, and this is where I'm feeling what Matt's saying. Maybe Kang is behind it all. There's been purple glow in almost every phase 4 of Marvel stuff.
Well, if Kang is supposed to be the big bad of this, I guess, of this next phase, of course it makes sense. It started off being mentioned in Loki for sure. Like that was the starting point of mentioning of that. And so yeah, for sure. Like more of it, man. I'm keen on it. I'm keen to see it.
Parent of the Year says rating was correct. I take all my kids to R movies. And no, I'm just kidding. Kick-ass. Rating was correct, like Chamba said. It was right to the edge. Yeah, again, there's all different spectrums of a PG-13 movie. Again, I think it's just people talking out there, you know. Okay, so 16 Shooter has a question. Let's try and answer it.
Sure.
So in WandaVision, who is the father of Wanda's kids? Because it can't be Viz. But in WandaVision, we saw him as human.
Right.
And she was playing that in his mind. So could it be? Do you have an opinion on that?
My opinion on this is if it's going to be a relevant point down the line, they're going to let us know who it is. Right now, that question isn't, I guess, as important as what we're, the things that we're being shown. It's a cool question to have because it's like, yeah, I too wonder, but I'm sure if it's going to be a main point down the line, they're going to let us know. And I'll wait for that. I'm not super anxious or curious to find out who it is right now. But yeah, I'm sure we'll eventually get it if it's going to be something important or relevant.
Okay. I like your answer to that.
That's just me. I don't know. That's how I take a lot of things where it's like, I always want, when I'm watching films, I'm like, what's the deal about that? And if it's not answered or if it's a one-off movie, then it's like, okay, maybe that's something that they just glossed over or it wasn't relevant. And I'll just let that be it.
It was that I wanted to connect to it more for everything else. Once I get that connection in a future movie, I think I'll be able to enjoy this even more.
Exactly.
Oh, that happens all the time.
All the time. For all we know, right? Again, I'm going to bring back Eternals because I know a lot of people didn't like it.
In all honesty, I didn't. I watched it once and it's just a Marvel movie to me.
Yeah, and it's pushing the story along further, right? As far as the universe goes. But to me, I'm like, for all we know, we could get a film down the line which would make a lot of the points in Eternals a lot more relevant and which would give people a greater appreciation for what they did in that film. Or maybe not. That's the thing. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. But that's just as it is, I suppose.
Okay. I don't know. Eternals for me just seemed kind of out of place.
I would actually recommend to watch the making of Eternals on Disney Plus because I feel like I got more from what they were trying to do.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Okay.
Than what was actually shown in that film.
Okay.
I was watching the making of, and I'm like, okay, I actually cared more about the characters and everything that went into the film more than what was actually presented in the film, which is weird. The way they explained what they were trying to do with it. And I'm like, I got more of that from the making of. I don't know. It was bizarre. But that's, yeah.
All right. Then sometimes it's down to the parents. Sometimes they go check it out first, but you do know your kid. K-Cast says, I knew my kid was cool with it. So that's fine. Yep. That is. Everybody does sometimes have mistakes. Mine was Wedding Crashers. I took my kids to go see Wedding Crashers as little kids. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And there's nothing all of a sudden boobs flashing on the screen. And you're like, what the? Oh, my God. No. What have we done? And yeah.
They'll see it eventually.
Yeah. That was mine as far as I messed up. I do like all the ones going around where it says, they're showing that the comparison. And I was one of those where it said your childhood and my childhood. And it shows RoboCop, your introduction to death. That was true. I was a kid going around saying, I'll buy that for $1.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
And but the thing is, a lot of the stuff that I suppose that the parents may have been concerned about when I was a kid kind of just glossed over me as a kid.
Oh, yeah, we don't know.
Like I watch it again, I'm like, oh dang, I can't believe I watched this when I was 5.
Or songs that
Dude,
we used to go around
the meaning of songs.
singing.
Oh yeah. It's like, what was I
Yeah.
even? Why was I even singing that? That's not
Exactly.
cool at all.
As an adult now, and you're just like,
what?
oh, why did I
And it's like,
sing this?
I don't know. That's what it's like. Maybe it won't click for them like it is clicking for me right now because I understand it, and they won't understand the reference, or they just won't understand it in general.
So yeah, I did they Justice League cut the Eternals? No, it's just the making of, right? Or
it's the making.
Oh,
of.
he's saying what we saw.
No, it's not like, I don't know. I think it's just, I think the ideas that they had when they were making the film, I don't think were presented clearly enough in the film itself, if that makes sense. Like there's so much work that went behind their designs and everything, and the story and the concepts, that I don't think it's almost like it glossed over that in the film, and I didn't get to appreciate it enough in the film, or you didn't get enough time to appreciate it in the film, if that makes sense.
Okay. So
they didn't do a cut though. It wasn't like a Justice League cut. No.
Eternals, I'll give that a try. I do recommend
just watch the making of. Watch the making
Doctor
of on
Strange.
Disney Plus.
Correct, I will.
Yeah.
I do recommend Doctor Strange if you're on the fence about it. If you're there this weekend, the plans come up and you don't know, I would say go for it. It's one of our Marvel movies.
It's a fun cinema movie.
Correct, right? Yeah. If nothing else, even if you walk away not liking it,
it's a good time.
It was good for your money. Correct. That's how I feel. So
just be cautious about your kids, though. Yeah, just I don't know if they get scared easy. I don't know, but let them be scared.
Moving on, KCAS says Star Wars is nearly PG-13 or TV-14, and CBD says they did fry Luke's family. Do you know I didn't know that until I was older? Even being a Star Wars fan, I don't know why that's one of those scenes that I didn't catch. Like I honestly, I don't know if I blocked it out myself, but I didn't know that
it just didn't register in your head. At
correct,
the time
that the family was there burning.
Yeah,
I swear to you, I never. When somebody had finally told me, and I was like older, like teenager older, like what are you talking about? No way. Like I swear
you're
to you,
a Star Wars fan, so the fact that
correct. I don't know if I mentally blocked that out myself, but that is like true confession there. Like I don't know why I never saw it. It's really weird.
You miss things. I guess we're focused on different things while we're watching the film, so I guess it's, just something
it's like the people trip out on the Friday movie. You've seen Friday, right? Okay, so do you know when the girlfriend with the braids calls Cube and is yelling at him on the phone for cheating? Do you know she's laying in bed with somebody else?
Yeah.
Oh, I never knew that either until it was pointed out to me.
Yeah, that's why that scene was hilarious to me, because I'm like, you're crazy.
I never knew that. Somebody said she's laying in bed with another dude, and I was like, what? Yeah. I literally ran home through the DVD and it was like,
I think that's why it was funny, because I'm like, she's literally doing what she's accusing him of.
Yeah. It's hilarious. So speaking of Star Wars, we got next on the list is Obi-Wan coming out. Are you fully into this?
Oh yeah. I'm on board with any of the Star Wars television stuff.
Okay.
So far, they've been kind of just knocking it out the park. Whether or not it's going to be everyone's cup of tea. Like I'm sure you're going to enjoy some things more than others, but I've enjoyed them all differently, and I'm really looking forward to this. Yeah. I like what they've shown. I like what they've shown.
So how big of a Star Wars fan are you? Are you a big Star Wars fan, or are you casual? And not necessarily casual, but
yeah, I would say definitely compared to most, like compared to you and say the Boba Squadron folk, I am more casual. I like it. I've enjoyed the films. I've seen them all in the cinema. I've seen all the television stuff, not all the cartoons. See, that's the thing. I've not had the time to see all the cartoons yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so did you watch the first Clone Wars ones? The ones that don't count anymore. They're on Disney Plus now.
I watched those.
Love those.
Those were my favorite. But I haven't seen the new one, a lot of the CG stuff yet. So I can't. It's not fair for me to compare it to it. You know what I mean? I don't have reference to compare it.
Did you watch Rebels?
I haven't got a chance to yet because it's mainly because of how much time I need to invest.
Can somebody tell Kevin to come back? Thanks.
time is very time is quite important. So
okay,
it's just about investing time with a lot of the shows. It's just almost too much time to invest in.
I'm a real pusher for the cartoons. As we get into more talk and people out there too, they really put the cartoons down. Like, well, no, those don't count. And I'm a real pusher on them. Like, oh my God, yes, they do. And they're great storytelling too. Maybe the first ones. And again, I'm not for everything. I do not like Resistance.
Which one's that one?
It's supposed to be a cartoon about the First Order, Poe Dameron, his missions, and then this kid who was there. It's a little side story of events, and to me, it never clicked. But it's Star Wars. I watched it. I gave it a chance, and I don't like Resistance. I really don't. To me, that was why did we have that? When I came from Clone Wars and then the other Clone Wars episode and Rebels, like what they've done is just amazing to me. Bad Batch, like that's great storytelling. I know it's a cartoon, but I still love it. I really do. And so with that, I guess you could say, if anything, I would suggest Rebels. Because Rebels was really, really good. I think so much, Chamba, that I feel that you would want to watch the next episode, the next one. I mean, yes, those first ones, and there are some fillers, but as far as storytelling, man, I cried in Rebels.
Okay,
I cried a couple times.
I know they were doing like a recap of that show at Kevin's channel. I was watching them, like without having to really watch the show. Like I kind of
Bad Batch.
It was I was watching the recap of that. So their recap of that, and while not watching the show itself, but it's just it's about time investment. I'm gonna try and find the time for that, but it feels like there's just so much to dig into, and I can understand that in a way where I'm like, it's just I'll have to slowly get into it, but I'm sure if I get into it, I can fully enjoy it.
I would definitely, if anything, I say go after Rebels. Please. Okay. That was, give it a chance, and then tell me what you think.
I'm not.
No, not that you're against it. No. I mean, as far as time wise, like, okay, I do have a little time. Ernie really.
How many episodes is Rebels?
Ooh, a lot. There was how many seasons, guys? I have to look it up on Disney Plus.
Okay.
Was it 4 seasons or 5 seasons? I think it might be 4 seasons, if I remember right. And there is a lot in there.
That is the one that I was most interested in.
4 seasons, 22 episodes. So it does seem like a lot.
22 episodes? Nah. Dude, I watch anime. That ain't. It's fine.
Yeah. See, I don't know the anime show.
Yeah, and that's fine. I'm not going to bring any out. Yeah.
We can do Star Wars Visions, but
I love Visions.
I do too. And we're supposed to get a second one of that, which I hope is some new ones and maybe some that actually continue.
Yeah. So I'd love like continuations of a couple, but I'd love new ones of others. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. So we got Obi-Wan coming out, and with you seeing this, are you totally on board, interested? And what do you hope to see out of it?
That's kind of the thing. Like, whenever I go into things, I don't really expect a lot, because that way I'm more open to what it is they plan on presenting. And also, I'm rarely disappointed that way too. I'm in it for a good time, in a way. I just want to see these characters again. I want to see what kind of story they plan on telling.
So see, again, as seeing the Inquisitors, the Inquisitors, some of them were introduced through Rebels.
Okay.
So that's awesome to us too.
I'll peeper it. Yeah, see, that must be dope. Like, to watch something and then see it kind of, I guess, cross into this live action world. And I know I've seen a lot of like chatter regarding oh, they look differently from what they did in the animation. I'm like, but your characters look, as in the humans look different in the cartoon too. So why are you opposed from one?
No, absolutely.
To the other? Yeah,
I always think it's a vision, and I don't think there's anybody wrong who's on board, who's a part of the shows. They're, it wasn't a mistake, or they're not doing it like this.
The whole thing is, they made a mistake. I'm like, yeah, the whole Disney made a mistake on this. You know how many approvals they had to go through to get to that point.
Right.
No. This was
I'm not one of those. Dude, can I hear your opinion? Yeah. Okay, you don't like it. Can I agree at the same time, too, is that his head should be different? Maybe a little, maybe, but that's okay. But, to totally, we haven't, especially when you haven't seen anything and then people start bashing it.
Right.
I'm like, you didn't even see it.
Like, yeah, you saw him, like, for all you know, by the end of it, you're like, this made more sense. It would have been too distracting if it was another way.
Right.
Like, he would have looked way bizarre. So, I don't know.
Hi, Papa. So, did you watch any of the Clone Wars? The new ones?
See, bits and pieces. I didn't watch entirely through.
Okay.
I caught what I could. Yeah.
And see, I felt like this last, the way they redid and brought back season 7. Dude, I felt like that was a movie to me. Like,
right. And I've been hearing that. I've been hearing that too. Which
the
is great.
way that it played out, the saber fights that were in there were epic. And again, it makes you like, dude, this is an animated cartoon that we're watching, and I'm totally feeling it right now. That's what I love about the Star Wars storytelling that they do in that. Speaking of for the Marvel, for What If, I totally liked What If. I want more of that too. I want to see some more Marvel.
Yeah.
DC, I'm sorry guys, I'm not a DC movie lover. I'll watch them and like Batman, this new one, I did enjoy that. I'm sorry, it's been a while that I
loved Shazam.
Really enjoy. I thought that was hilarious.
I love Shazam.
I did. I thought that was funny. But DC cartoons, all night long. Corinne even tells me, like, haven't you seen this one? Yeah, I do, but I rewatch them all the time. I'm one of those persons who always put something on at night, like until I start falling asleep, even though I've seen it 15 times. That's
if anything, those are better too. Yeah. Like
DC
you don't want to watch
cartoons.
Something new and then fall asleep to that.
Correct. DC cartoons are that for me. Even though I've seen, I love them. I really do. And if nobody's ever seen the Harley Quinn show,
yeah. See, that's one where I tried it and it's good, but I don't think it was for me.
Really?
Yeah. It didn't click with me all the way.
Quinn.
I don't know. I was kind of like, I didn't care, so I didn't complain about it. I just stopped watching it. That's just how I'm like. If I'm not gonna bother complaining about something if it's not for me. I'll just
you tried it and it wasn't.
Yeah, I gave it a shot. I gave it a shot. I gave like a couple like maybe 4 or 5 episodes, and I was like, it's good, but I'm not fully vibing with it. So I'll just stop it. And they go, oh, you hate it. I'm like, I don't hate it. It's not for me. So I'm not gonna force myself to watch something I'm not to partake in anything I'm not going to enjoy. So well, why waste my time there?
Yeah.
And then why upset you? And like upset you if I don't like it. I'm just not going to watch it then.
Yeah, or somebody who goes hardcore and like is really making you try to love it. Like, no, but Harley did this. Like, you have to really watch it. Oh, okay, so you just didn't understand. I know.
Yeah, and it's like,
you get that too.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's not gonna be fun.
I get that, but I love that. So that's what I'm saying. I'm hoping that when you do give Rebels a chance, that you do.
Oh yeah. I haven't seen anything of it, so that's why I'm like, I always go to it with an open mind because I want to see if I'm gonna like it or not, but I don't want to be forced into it. That's kind of my thing. Also, like whenever somebody suggests something, if I'm not in the vibe for it, I'm not gonna force myself. Otherwise, I'm already going into it with a slight. It's like there's a slight negativity to it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to give it it's a whole chance, and I'd rather not do that because it's not fair for it.
Kevin didn't like it either. He said,
yeah.
He said, I felt like they were just dropping,
yeah,
F-bombs in there. Okay, I get that too. I liked it though. I did.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And I know a lot of people do, which is brilliant.
One of those two for every F-bomb. I was like, such a kid. Yeah. So with that, going back to the cartoons and everything, DC is great. I want to see another What If, but I want to see some more Marvel cartoons on Disney Plus. Is what I'm saying. I know we've always had
we've got
cartoons.
the X-Men one coming soon.
That's coming next, but I mean, that's
the...
like, don't you feel like that's already going to kind of be good because it's just a continuation?
I don't know. Like, I'll give it a chance. The thing is, I don't know. Like, if this is a way to get people more used to X-Men again in preparation to when they eventually appear, cool. I'll check it out because I know people working on it.
Okay.
And who doesn't like? I grew up with the 90s X-Men. That was my stuff. You know, I love that.
So
stuff.
see, when I heard it, I was just thinking like continue on. Like if somebody said we're gonna get Batman the Animated Series again, then I'm just fully thinking, oh great,
right?
I'll watch it every day at 5:30 and think it's a continuation.
Right.
On that's I love Batman Animated Series. So and X-Men. So that's how I took it. I was hoping that it wouldn't change and go on, but with the Star Wars stuff that we've been getting, and we did get Visions, I would like another type of animated Star Wars show to come out that isn't Clone Wars or Bad Batch or Rebels, and I mean something of a different perspective, maybe.
Yeah,
I know we had Visions, but just drawn in a way. I think that's why I like that first one of Clone Wars. That was different.
Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah, I mean, there was a whole episode where it was like silent.
Great. Yeah, well, that's the director's vision in a sense.
Yeah, and it was so
that.
good. Yeah, I want to see something. I want to see something new come out of an animated Star Wars stuff.
I want to see it from a different time. Like Star Wars is so big, the universe is so big. I want to see it from a different time, either not in the future, because then I would hope that may spoil what goes on. But let's see it from the past, like the distant past. I want to see different perspectives.
Okay,
it'd be cool.
I'm totally down with that too.
You know, it's just something different. But then again, like I don't know, like I speak to certain Star Wars people, and do they want change at all? Do they want something different, or they just want the same? I don't know. They complain when it's the same, but they complain when it's too different. I'm like, what is it then?
Yeah, so Yoko said, isn't High Republic content coming? It's supposed to, but I don't know. I keep hearing on my end that it is going to happen. It's not going to happen. It is.
That'd be cool.
I would like some Old Republic
what style?
Stuff too.
What style are they depicting that? Like, how is it going to look visually?
See, so the one with the 9th Jedi in the Visions one, the way that style was, where it was still kind of a blend of everything, I really enjoyed that one.
Ninth Jedi. I was like, man, if this was just a film series, I would be so on board.
Yeah, I thought so
the premise, just the premise of that alone, I was like, this would have been so cool.
Right.
What great potential that had.
So going back to Kenobi, I'm stoked about it. Yeah. I'm cool. I'm done with the trailer. We're getting 2 episodes dropped on the 27th.
That's crazy.
Celebrations going on.
Back to back.
I think it's going to be huge.
Yeah.
They're out campaigning right now. They've even went back and watched the cartoons, which I think is awesome. Today, then they were talking about they've rewatched the movies. That was cool. Yeah. Cool. And Hayden was talking about how much he loved episode 3. He was like, oh, that was a fantastic movie. That's amazing. That's cool. But a question to you, not being so hardcore, is do you want a flashback scene of Anakin, or do you think he should just stay Vader?
Well, I mean, while he's Vader, he's still Anakin in a way. So a flashback, if it's relevant to the story, sure. I just don't want it to be there for the sake of doing it, if that makes sense. Like if it's relevant to what the story is that they're trying to tell, whether in that particular episode, for example, you know, or in the particular moment that the scene is happening. If it's relevant, sure. Just don't put it in there for the sake of doing it, though.
Yeah,
that's how I see it. You know, if it's got to feel naturally placed in there.
Correct. I don't want it to go all fan service, and I hope that this also isn't the only story that we're getting with them. The way that Mandalorian has tied in everything, and then you had Boba Fett, and yes, Ahsoka has started now too. Again, another cartoon character that is now brought into live action, which is amazing.
Awesome stuff.
I would love to see that. I would love to see it play on correctly and give me all of it. Give me everything. Give me Anakin. Give me Vader.
Yeah.
Tie it in.
The whole Anakin scene, if they do it, it kind of would make sense considering they're getting the actors for it. Like it'd be a waste to not try it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yoko wants an Anakin scene or she riots.
Yeah, but
there's a lot of people out there saying that.
I mean,
yeah.
if you think about it, if it was just going to be Vader, they literally could have just got a body double and the voice. They didn't need to get him in this, but they cast him in it. So why not utilize that? Hopefully it's part of the story. Hopefully that's why they hired him again.
Kevin says, are we going to see Boba? I think every show should have Boba Fett. Honestly,
if it's relevant to the story, why not? But it's got to make sense. You can't just, again, have him in the background. I guess you could.
I look at it this way. What Favreau and Filoni has done with everything, I've enjoyed it all. I do think everything that they've showed is relevant. Some of the stuff, the way that it is tied in, has even surprised me. Like, oh, wow. Okay, I can totally see what you did and what happened. Even Book of Boba Fett, I'm down with it all, and I'm super, super stoked on this, on Obi-Wan, Ahsoka, everything that's to come. The Marvel stuff I thought was great. I think the Disney Plus shows have been doing good. I give them a chance. It's nothing to say, oh my God, it's my new favorite or anything. They're great outreaching stories that are relevant, once again, that are doing it. And now the movies that we're getting is cool. My next question just is then, they're supposed to be, but with all this Disney Plus stuff coming out, do you think that there will be another Star Wars movie? Or do you think they're going to keep on track with just Disney Plus stuff?
I don't know. It seems like a movie at this point would be a bigger risk for them financially too. Like, I know the sequel trilogy, everyone has a different take on it, whether or not they loved it or hated it or just kind of felt indifferent about it. But television, the Disney Plus method of doing things is it's working out for them so far, right? And it seems like they can branch out to do more things because of it. So maybe maybe the next film would be the culmination of all these Disney Plus shows. That would be cool. That could be cool.
It would.
Like, it's grand enough to be a cinematic feature. Who knows? Who knows what their plans are? But I'm in for it. I mean, I've got Disney Plus, so it's not like I'm gonna just avoid watching it. If I've already got the streaming service and it's presented to me, sure, I'll check it out. Are
you with all that you've done and everything like that, you haven't done anything Star Wars, right?
I've not. No.
Is that something that you would want to do? Like, is that kind of on one of your lists?
I'm not no. Well, it's never been on growing up, I had a list of certain things I would always wanted to tackle. Star Wars was what I'm getting at. Yeah, Star Wars was never really there. Like, I liked Star Wars as a kid, but it wasn't. I just like sci-fi as a kid.
Okay.
I was big on sci-fi stuff. So
okay,
it was never like on my list of things. Like Turtles was on my list. Transformers was on my list. Street Fighter was an unrealistic thing on my list, but I covered those already. So I wanted to draw like Spider-Man. To draw Spider-Man was on my list. Done that. So I've achieved certain things. So Star Wars was never really on it, but it's not like I'm opposed to it. It'd be sick. Yeah, I'd love to draw it. Yeah, any opportunity. I just love drawing. That's kind of it. I love
correct.
Drawing. So
okay. So then, if you had this list and you did it, then who's your favorite Transformer?
Hot Rod.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
As a kid, yeah, because I liked that film. I know everyone hated him, was like, "Oh, you killed Optimus." Like, no, he didn't.
Yeah, I'll have to edit this part out for Cheney so you can still stay on the show. But that's cool.
He knows. I told him.
I know.
I tell him all the time. Like, Hot Rod's awesome, dude.
Right. And he's just muting you. And
you just hate him because Prime died.
Right. Exactly.
David.
Okay.
Died.
David. Yeah. David. This has to be epic David now. Yeah. We need a comic of David and his everyday adventures.
But see, like, while Hot Rod I liked as a kid,
okay,
I loved all of them. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I just like Transformers, so it wasn't.
Did you Did you get to draw Hot Rock?
Not quite. There is like it's like a Decepticon version of it. No, I drew Hot Rod. No, I drew Hot Rod. Yeah,
okay,
for a
cool.
card. Yep, I drew him.
Awesome.
So, like, it's not a goal to like just to tick off where it's like I want to draw that character. For me, it was mainly just the franchise. It's like if I get to do something part of that franchise, sweet.
Yeah,
because it's not like when you're making a list growing up as an artist, it's not like, oh, I want to spoilers. It's not like I want to like it's a list that I have to achieve. In my head, I'm just like, this would be cool.
Okay.
And that's all. So
is there something on your list that you haven't
not achieved?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the thing. Like, it wasn't like a written in stone list. It was just kind of an idea. I'm like, yeah, this would be neat.
Putting it out there, honest, you did it.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't think of anything at this point because it's not like there was because it's not like there was a solidified list for me to check off. It was just like, oh, cool. I grew up liking that. Like, for all I know, I could do something within the next few years and be like, oh yeah, that was neat. I got to do that and not even know it. Like, all right, I'm a big fan of Big Trouble Little China. Love that. One of my favorite movies. One of my favorite movies.
Oh my god! At least once every 2 months, I watch it.
I'm with you. I watched that very, very consistently. Actually, I drew like 5 comic book covers for it.
You did?
I didn't expect to do that.
Oh my! Someday you're gonna have to share that with me.
Yeah, I'll throw you what the covers look like. But
like, my god,
that was never a thought in my head of a list to do because it's like growing up and loving that movie. It's not like, oh, one day I'm going to draw these things officially. Right. Like, no, you don't think about that stuff. But the opportunity came, so I was like, yeah, Power Rangers, love Power Rangers. Growing up, I didn't know as a kid there'll be a Power Rangers comic. I drew a cover for that, so I was like, sweet, tick that off the list. That's nice. Cool. So it's like a lot of these things again. That's why with Street Fighter, I love Street Fighter as a kid, but back as a kid, there wasn't a comic book for that, and it's not like I ever dreamed of ever working on the video games.
Right.
So it would be like an unrealistic dream as a kid. It was like, oh, one day I'm going to draw something for this officially. So that's why I'm like, it's not a solidified list because it's not like something that I know I can guarantee to take off. So yeah, when I do have the opportunity to do it, it's like, oh, this is dope. Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if there's anything else. Like again, like with Star Wars, it'd be cool. I'm not like, oh, I'd love for it, but it'd be neat.
Who's your favorite Star Wars character?
I don't really have one.
No, just a storytelling basis of the sci-fi of it all.
I mean, I have my favorite. Well, my favorite thing from Star Wars is Ralph McQuarrie's Darth Vader.
Oh, okay.
I love that. That's my favorite thing from it. His specific version of it. Like,
which there are pieces out there.
There are, but there's
3 3/4. There were some busts.
Give me either a Hot Toys or an import figure that thing, and I want it.
Dude, I think I brought this up before. Some Hot Toys Ralph McQuarrie line.
Oh my
I think would be
Give
amazing.
Me that. Give me that.
I feel like that's something being slept on that they don't realize how much it would go, right? Mm-hmm. Give us all those original character drawings, which you could do a huge line off of.
Oh, dude, an artist line, Ralph McQuarrie line, just to the Star Wars stuff. That would make bank because Star Wars fans obviously should know what his stuff looks like.
Yes. Okay, well, let me give you this. Not only now does Filoni use it a lot in the shows, right? We get a lot of background, or this is what this character looked like, but even some of the Rebels, it's in Rebels and like that, and one of the characters is the concept for Chewbacca, but he's a character correct. So they have brought it back. Yeah.
It'd be hard to bring that Vader though. Do you know what I mean? That's clearly Vader.
Correct. Into something. Yeah.
But that's why,
I get what you're saying. But
the Hot Toys art line, I would, that would be one that I would get for sure. I'd love that. But yeah, I love that Vader look. That's my favorite look
Very
in
cool.
Star Wars. Yeah.
Yeah,
But there's a lot of cool designs in Star Wars. That's the thing. Like Star Wars is just like, I know you're obviously a fan of Boba Fett. In the films, he looked badass. That's the thing. He was standing in the back, looked cool. That helmet design,
that was mine. The whole
it's
different
legit.
person. Yes.
Yeah. It's
and then
legit. That's why
you got into storybooks and everything growing up. And then again,
kid,
Clone Wars came in and brought back. So reading was that. But then growing up in different times, you can't put your nerdiness out there.
No.
I'm already a chubby kid. I'm already low income. Like, and you wanted me to throw out there that I love Star Wars and I read books.
Right.
No, like at that time I could not.
Yeah.
So then, you know, as we go on and now they're saying that isn't, and you bring back Clone Wars and then you present him as a kid who's just trying to make his own choices, which happened a lot in the books, which I like that was because to me, Boba Fett wasn't a bad guy or a good guy. It depended on the situation.
He's a gun for hire.
Correct. But even more so, even in that time, he did make choices on other stuff to him. That even if he was supposed to be that gun,
right.
This isn't right. This isn't cool. I got to switch it up.
Yeah.
So
he's still got his own thoughts and his own choices.
That's what a favorite to me is. So to see that, like, okay, prototype Boba Fett, you had that. Then you have parade Boba Fett with the J guys on the top. To see where it grew, he was literally wearing a towel cape. Yeah, that is awesome. Like, wow, you know. So to see the progression of that, you know, then you have Empire, and then you have Jedi, and now we have this. Like when I saw him come out with that new armor, stoked. Yeah. Not only did you bring back Boba Fett, but okay, and we're gonna give him a new paint job. That's cool. I'm all for it. Like let's do it. So yeah, to see Vader, that that is one that hasn't brought up. I wish that would be cool to see if there was a way to do that.
Yeah, the helmet style. If they could somehow like incorporate it in a way where it's obviously not going to be a permanent look because
I guess the closest was the holiday special.
Yeah, because of the style.
Correct. And how it came out. So
yeah. But I want that. I want McQuarrie's Vader in a figure form. I know there's a statue, it's dope, but it's a statue and I don't care.
Okay.
I want to be able to pose. I know it's like, Hot Toys, you can't go crazy with the pose. Yeah, but I could still pose it though. Not crazy, but it's also Vader. I'm not gonna like make him jump and do a fly kick like Spider-Man.
So
that would be weird. But
we got it in 3 3/4 in a main line a long time ago, which was great.
Yeah.
Again, where I always talk about Black Series growing, because I feel like at this time that should have been an option already, right?
If they make him in a vintage collection, if they make a vintage collection McQuarrie line, I'm getting it.
There was though.
Was there? As in the current the 3 articulation version, though.
Those were part of the line that were really good articulation. And I'd rather have some of mine.
I'd rather a Hot Toys, though, to be honest.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But
a Hot Toys are like, I don't know, like a figure arts or something.
See, and we miss a lot of figure arts Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that Luke was up for pre-order, and I'm seeing people put up that Luke, and I'm really feeling it right now. Like, where can I get that Luke?
Hopefully will ship soon. There is a bit of a delay, but hopefully I'll get that eventually.
See, I wish we would be getting all of this figure art stuff. Like how you guys get all your Dragon Ball stuff. I would love.
Oh, if only.
Star Wars.
If only.
I know, really because then I could see that. There. I could see that happening. The artist line of figure arts.
I would love that.
That would be amazing. That would be cool.
If only.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll wait. I'm patient.
Very cool, Charles. Anything else that we may have left out or you want to throw out there?
This was
like I said, I just wanted to sit and chat with you. We don't get this time sometimes, and I know we like a lot of the same stuff and like that.
Yep.
We're gonna have to get next time some of our Transformers out.
And we could talk Transformers and stuff.
Oh, correct. That's why I wanted a little switch up, a little introduction, and I wanted to keep it new. So, we had all this, we have this. I know we both like it. We don't get to talk like this, so that's what I wanted. And again, more sides of than what people just see us on other shows.
Right, completely.
And speaking of other shows, what is the other show that you do?
Oh, I do a podcast with a buddy, Royce Fure, called Chipper Chap Chat. It's that thing over here. We just kind of restarted it. We took like a 2-year break. I guess during the pandemic, just took a break. And yeah, we're just back at it. We are this week's episode. We have not recorded yet. We're going to record tomorrow, I believe, where we will spoiler talk Multiverse of Madness. So yeah, that should be good. And that's it. Yeah, I'm on obviously like I'm on Chatmegas Assemble, and sometimes I'm on Toymegas.
Correct. Yep. Right. And then your stuff is all out there.
Yep, you can find me at the Chamba on Twitter and Instagram. That's the latest thing.
Yeah.
But there's a bunch of other stuff you can find, like a lot of old Street Fighter stuff. Yeah.
That's just the latest one.
Yeah, that's the most recent stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't forget those Big Trouble in Little China covers. I want to see.
Oh, yeah, I'll show them to you. I got to find them. Yeah.
And then, so again, when we have you back, we'll have to do some Transformers.
Oh, yeah, we'll talk Transformers.
And third party. Which the biggest one going around. Did you hear about that?
Which
that
one?
Fans Toys is cutting off people.
Yeah. What?
Because of that resale of the figure. Somebody copied Fans Toys Galactus and put it out there for way cheap. And Fan Toys said, if you sell it, we're taking our product from you. And so there's a list going around for who's been selling it.
A blacklist. They're banning people. Interesting.
Right. But what's funny to me is you started as a third party.
Oh, they're still third party.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? And like, I find that very interesting.
Yeah, that's weird. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
Yeah, that's the talk on some Transformers news right now, as far as somebody straight. And I get that, the copying of it, but okay, that's what a fourth party
KO is. KO does
correct.
That. Yeah.
You're
copy something. Yep.
And somebody has done that.
It's weird though. I always find that weird where like a knockoff of a third party. And in a way it kind of is annoying, I guess. But third party's not, they're not completely in the right. What you're doing is releasing fan art unlicensed. So you're technically in illegal as well. It's just what they're doing is just like, hey, it's already illegal. Why not?
Right? Correct. And we got Mervine in the chat. What's up, Mervine? I didn't know he was feeling sick though, because he's talking crazy. Official sound wave is still better than acoustic wave version. Don't get me started on those tapes. I'm just kidding, Mervine.
You know what? To be fair, it's fine whichever version you like. I didn't get the original because I was too late on it. So this was coming out, so I was like, cool, I'll get this one instead. Oh, you got the acoustic.
Yeah, I did get the extra
I didn't bother.
So
I wanted to, but I was like, you know what? They're just gonna stand there and do nothing.
Yeah. Again, we're gonna have to
we'll talk
do this on another show, some Transformers.
I won't be at Celebrations. Evil Diva.
No celebration for you, huh?
No. Too far. Too far.
For that.
No travel for me yet.
Right.
Next year though. I'll be traveling next year. So Comic-Con, it'll happen.
There you go. So, all right, guys. Yes, we know Toy Box of Doom is absolutely with us.
Yeah. He's a third party guy though, so yeah.
I know. Oh, we'll get into this on our next one. Again, just a little interaction for everybody, so you knew a little bit more about Chamba and all that he's done and what he's into. Go follow him on all his stuff. He does amazing work. Thank you for everything you have pushed me to do and helped out and everything.
I'm glad that you're actually doing stuff, and it's awesome. It's been great.
Like I said, I just always want to keep it different and fresh and talk about it. I love the interaction in the chat. We had everybody's opinions and everybody's different views, which I feel is great. So, we'll see you guys next week on a different one, for sure. And again, Chamba, thank you very much for being here, man. And
thank you for having me. This was great.
Can't wait until OBI-WAN drops. I know that's our next one. And if you guys get a chance, maybe this weekend, then go see Doctor Strange. Give it a chance if you haven't, and go watch some Star Wars cartoons.
I'll make sure to try that.
Yeah. There's
a lot though.
It is. That's what I'm saying. So
it's not that it's just that. I've got other stuff that I need to watch too, and I read, and it's like there's all these, like, that's what I mean. Like, we live in a time where we are just spoiled with so much stuff.
Yeah.
That it's hard to
for sure.
divide our time. So yeah.
Correct.
I'll find a time. I'll find a time to check Rebels.
Speaking of no time, again, check this out Wednesdays at 5:30. Right now, in just a little bit, Sarlacc Digest with Star Wars talk. Thursday, tomorrow, They're Not Dolls, 8:15 p.m. Toy Migos YouTube, Toy Talk with all of us. Friday, if you're subscribed, you get that extra episode, members only extra episode. Monday, Boba Squadron podcast drops with talk about everything with Yoko, Kevin, Paul, myself. Go check it out. And everybody who has something going. Tuesdays, Yoko on Twitch. And Sundays is Paul's Fun Boxing Sundays. And Kevin, Thursday before us. Tomorrow, 100th episode.
Yeah, congrats.
For the Enablers. Yes, congratulations.
Congrats on 100, man. That's wicked.
That will be going on at 6 p.m. on Kevin's Toying Around. All of those are found in my description. Thank you for everybody watching. Hit that thumbs up. If you haven't yet, hit subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and hit all. Thank you to all the sponsors that help out the show greatly. We got Magically Crafted Ears. Go check her out for all of your Disney ears. High Desert Shoe and Apparel for always giving me all my clothes to keep in fresh style. And 78 Points of Articulation. If you need dios, go check out 70 Points of Articulation with all his dios and extra heads. And if you need figure stands or more background stuff, check out Toshi Station Emporium. I will see you guys next week. Chamba, thank you again so much. I greatly appreciate it. Don't forget Saturday, 5:30, How We Do Disney. Myself, Evil Diva, Yoko, and Fred, as we get into May the 4th stuff and what's going on around the parks. All right, guys. Thank you, Chamba. I'll see you later.